Who were the Anunnaki? In the fertile lands of Mesopotamia, the Sumerians wrote of celestial beings, those who descended from the heavens. But were they gods, as the texts suggest, or representations of natural forces, symbolic of humanity's desire to understand its world? This is the heart of their mythology, yet these beings were more than abstract entities. The Sumerians described the Anunnaki with strikingly human traits. They quarreled, collaborated, and influenced the fate of humankind. Why give God such relatable qualities? Some scholars argue that the Anunnaki reflected humanity's struggles projected onto divine figures. Others suggest the Sumerians saw them as historical beings chronicling real events. If this is true, the question deepens. Were the Anunnaki myths merely metaphors for the natural world, or could they hold whispers of something extraordinary? A memory of contact with something beyond human comprehension? They descended from the heavens bringing wisdom and power, at least that's what the Sumerian texts claim. But what if these were not gods in the divine sense, but beings far more tangible? What if they were visitors from another planet? This is the provocative idea put forth by Zecharia Sitchin, a man who dared to look at the Sumerian myths through a radically different lens. In his groundbreaking book, The 12th Planet, Sitchin proposed that the Anunnaki were not mythological beings, but extraterrestrial visitors from a distant planet he called Nibiru. According to Sitchin, this mysterious planet orbits our Sun on a massive 3,600-year elliptical path, drawing near to Earth only during rare epochs. It was during one of these epochs, Sitchin claimed, that the Anunnaki arrived. But why would beings from such a distant planet come here? According to Sitchin, their purpose was not divine but practical. They needed gold. He theorized that their planet's atmosphere required suspended gold particles for survival, and Earth's rich veins offered an ideal source. However, the task of mining was arduous. So Sitchin suggested the Anunnaki took a daring step. They altered the DNA of primitive hominids, creating a hybrid species to serve as laborers. Humanity itself. It's a stunning claim, one that raises more questions than answers. How reliable are Sitchin's translations of the ancient texts? Did he uncover something hidden in plain sight, or did he impose modern interpretations on ancient symbols? And perhaps most critically, why would a civilization advanced enough for interstellar travel rely on human labor to achieve its goals? Wouldn't their technology render such efforts unnecessary? Mainstream scholars reject these ideas outright. They argue that Sitchin's interpretations are riddled with linguistic errors and a lack of evidence. No Sumerian texts explicitly mention Nibiru or genetic manipulation, they say, and yet the allure of his theory persists. For every skeptic, there's a believer captivated by the possibility that humanity's origin story might be far more extraordinary than we've been led to believe. But whether you accept Sitchin's ideas or not, they challenge us to rethink what we know. Could the myths of the Anunnaki be echoes of a time when the impossible was real? Or are they simply reflections of our own longing to connect with something greater than ourselves? The Sumerians are often called the first civilization, a title that speaks to their incredible achievements. They gave us the wheel, developed one of the earliest known writing systems, and laid the groundwork for astronomy and mathematics. Their advancements seem to arrive fully formed, as if delivered overnight. But how did a society over 5,000 years ago accomplish so much without apparent precursors? Was it purely human ingenuity, or could there have been external influences? The Sumerians' astronomical records are among the most puzzling. They identified planets in our solar system long before the invention of telescopes. Uranus and Neptune, for example, are not visible to the naked eye, yet Sumerian texts appear to reference these distant worlds. How could they have known about celestial objects that even modern scientists struggled to detect until the advent of advanced technology? Critics argue that this interpretation is flawed, suggesting that any mention of these planets is speculative at best. They attribute the Sumerians' astronomical knowledge to careful observation and centuries of refinement. With dark skies and no light pollution, ancient astronomers could map the heavens with incredible precision. Their lunar calendars, for instance, were highly sophisticated, designed to track agricultural cycles and the passage of time. Still, proponents of the Anunnaki theory see these achievements as evidence of extraterrestrial guidance. If the Anunnaki were indeed visitors from beyond, could they have imparted their knowledge of the cosmos to humanity? Did they teach the Sumerians about the stars, the planets, and the mechanisms of the universe? Mainstream scholars, however, caution against underestimating human innovation. They remind us that necessity is the mother of invention. The Sumerians lived in a harsh environment where survival depended on managing resources, predicting seasons, and organizing societies. These pressures likely drove their rapid advancements. Moreover, trade routes connecting Mesopotamia to neighboring regions could have facilitated the exchange of ideas, accelerating their progress. And yet one question lingers. Why does their knowledge appear to surpass what was seemingly possible for their time? Could it be that the Sumerians tapped into something greater, an understanding passed down through unknown means? Or are we simply projecting modern expectations onto an ancient world we don't fully comprehend? From the ruins of ancient Sumer to the towering ziggurats that pierce the Mesopotamian skyline, archaeology has unearthed incredible relics of a world long past. But for every discovery, there are questions that refuse to be answered. Could these artifacts hold secrets about the Anunnaki, or are we searching for meaning where none exists? Proponents of the Anunnaki theory often point to the precision and scale of ancient constructions as evidence of something extraordinary. The ziggurats, for example, were monumental structures aligned with celestial bodies. How did the Sumerians achieve such architectural mastery without modern tools? Could their ability to organize labor and resources on this scale have been aided by advanced knowledge, or even alien intervention? Then there are sites like Baalbek in modern-day Lebanon, which, while not Sumerian, are frequently linked to the Anunnaki by theorists. The massive stone blocks of its foundation, some weighing over 800 tons, defy conventional understanding of ancient construction techniques. How were these stones moved and placed with such precision? Were these structures built by human hands alone, or does their existence hint at a lost technology possibly shared by an otherworldly source? But for every claim of extraterrestrial influence, archaeologists present grounded explanations. They remind us that ancient societies were resourceful and highly motivated. The tools and techniques they used may not always survive the ravages of time, but evidence of their ingenuity remains. They argue that the absence of direct proof for alien intervention is not a mystery. It is a testament to human capability. And yet, gaps in the narrative persist. Why do so many ancient structures around the world align with celestial events? From the ziggurats of Mesopotamia to the pyramids of Egypt, the precision of these alignments seems almost deliberate, as if guided by knowledge that transcended their time. Critics of the Anunnaki theory ask a simple but profound question. If such beings existed, where is the undeniable proof? Why are there no artifacts, no writings, no technology that definitively points to extraterrestrial involvement? Is the absence of such evidence a failure of discovery, or proof that the Anunnaki are a product of human imagination? As the sands of time continue to reveal their secrets, we are left with a tantalizing possibility that some truths may forever elude us, waiting for a moment when we are ready to see them. Until then, the ruins remain silent yet full of questions, challenging us to uncover the stories they have yet to tell. The Anunnaki stand at the crossroads of myth and modern speculation, a story that continues to spark fascination, debate, and wonder. But as we sift through ancient texts, mysterious artifacts, and bold theories, one question lingers. Where does the myth end and reality begin? For the Sumerians, the Anunnaki were divine, celestial beings who shaped their world and decreed their fates. To modern theorists, they are something else entirely, cosmic visitors who seeded life and guided human evolution. Why do these stories, separated by thousands of years and countless interpretations, still resonate with us so deeply? Perhaps it is because the Anunnaki tap into something universal, our desire to understand where we come from and why we exist. Their stories are more than tales of gods or aliens. They are reflections of humanity's timeless yearning for meaning. Across cultures and continents, we find echoes of the Anunnaki in myths of beings descending from the heavens, imparting wisdom and power. Are these shared archetypes a coincidence, or do they point to a deeper, connected truth? Skeptics remind us to tread carefully, to separate evidence from speculation. The clay tablets of Sumer may be ancient, but they are also works of imagination, crafted by a society seeking to explain the mysteries of their world. Theories that leap from mythology to extraterrestrial encounters often do so without solid ground. And yet the skeptics must also contend with this. The gaps in our understanding are real. The precision of ancient knowledge, the unexplained construction of colossal structures, and the persistence of similar myths across the globe all challenge us to think beyond conventional explanations. Could the truth about the Anunnaki lie somewhere in the space between myth and science? A reality waiting to be uncovered. In the end, the Anunnaki are a mystery not because we lack answers, but because they ask us to confront the limits of what we know. They remind us that history is not a closed book, it is an ongoing conversation, one shaped by discovery, imagination, and the unyielding desire to seek the truth. And so, as we look to the heavens, to the ruins of ancient civilizations, and to the stories etched in clay, we are left with a question that may never be fully answered. Were the Anunnaki gods, visitors, or something we have yet to comprehend? Perhaps the only certainty is this: they remain as they have always been, a riddle for the ages.